All right, Sean Satel, FightHype.com, here with the boss at Showtime Sports, Steven Espinoza. Steven, obviously Crawford Spence, but Gervonta recently released and everything. And so the big question is, who will he probably be facing next to finish the year? Chris Colbert has been floated as a potential opponent. What do you say about all that?
I think it's sort of a little bit premature. Like, I heard Colbert say, maybe 130, maybe 135. So nothing's been determined. Tank is just out, just starting to get back into the gym. We do expect to see him this weekend. Do expect him to attend the fight, but we really haven't engaged in those discussions yet. So everything's open. Like all bets are available. All fights are available.
Is Isak Cruz gets mentioned a lot. How much based on how he performs this weekend, or is that even a realistic fight for Tank? Fresh out and everything, or is that a little asking too much?
I think it's an option, and I think it's an interesting one because Isak's style, and in the fact that neither one of those guys was completely satisfied with how the first fight went. Isak believes he had a missed opportunity that he just could have followed up. Tank was hampered by the hand. And I think, I would love to see that fight again. Doesn't mean it's necessarily next. I think a lot of people thought, well, Tank getting out and, Isak being on this card and trying to connect the dots. It's not really that simple. He certainly is those, but there's plenty of other guys that we could look at and will look at as well.
Can we kind of rest assured he probably will be out for a third time before the year's over, or is that not set in stone?
Tank would love to. I mean, he's pretty adamant. So if he's got a little community service to take care of, if he can get back in fighting shape and all the details, then certainly end of this year, early next year is very possible. If it was up to Tank, he'd be back in the ring as soon as he could.
Was there ever a realistic window for Haney and Davis? Was there even any reach out by either side or any?
There were some preliminary discussions, and things like that. I'm not aware that any numbers have been exchanged, things like that. So, it seems like, look, Haney's in the middle of a lot of things. He's got a lot of opportunities. So it's sort of like, Tank just getting out. He's, Haney's got a couple immediate opportunities that he needs to address. I'm not sure, just from my perspective, there's a realistic opportunity to really talk about Tank when you've got sort of two mandatory or title challenge opportunities, waiting.
He's probably headed to 40 to fight Prograis.
Yeah, that's the thought anyway. So, Tank will probably his best at 135 and probably will stay there unless there's an opportunity that dictates otherwise.
So, but for the future, even if Tank wants to go to 40 and Devin is campaigning as a champion there.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you ask Tank will say all those guys. We'll say, give me Cruz, give me Haney, give me anybody else on back-to-back nights. That's him. It's up to the rest of us to be sort of a little bit more realistic about, all the other business considerations and what fights are realistic to make and who's got mandatory obligations and things like that. So, but if you ask Tank, and he says it, like he's not just posting on social media for the hell of it. He would, if someone said to him, look, you can have Haney this fall, his response is, where do I sign? Let's do it. I mean, once you get a taste of fights at the level of what he just did with Ryan, you never get tired of that. You want more of it. So he's going to chase down the biggest fights available, and that's what I expect from him going forward.
Do you have a good relationship with the Haneys going forward, trying to make those fights happen?
We reached out. We've had some conversations. I mean, we did some really good work with Bill and Devin early on, and we're proud of the role that we played in helping expose him. So look, the door's open. Gordon Hall did a great job helping match him and do fights. We'd love to have him back at any point, whether it's against Tank or somebody else.